The Bible goes silent for 18 years. 18 years. What was Jesus doing during that time? Why does Scripture skip it? We have detailed accounts of his birth, his childhood flight to Egypt, his baptism at 30, his ministry, his death and resurrection. But between ages 12 and 30, almost nothing. These weren't lost years. Maybe they were hidden a time of divine preparation. Today we'll look at Jesus' silent season and what it might teach us about our own lives. Let's start with the last recorded event before the silence begins. Luke chapter 2, verses 41 through 52. Jesus is 12 years old, at the threshold between childhood and manhood in Jewish culture. Imagine the bustling streets of Jerusalem during Passover, thousands of pilgrims. The temple courts are alive with activity, and there, a 12-year-old boy asking questions so profound that the religious teachers are astonished by his understanding. For 3 days, Mary and Joseph search frantically. When they find him, Jesus answers, "Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" And then, silence for 18 years. Were they empty years or sacred ones? This silence is intriguing because in ancient Jewish culture, the years between 12 and 30 were essential. Around 12, a Jewish boy was considered responsible under the law, a son of the commandment. His serious training was just beginning. Between 12 and 30, young Jewish men typically learned a trade, studied Torah intensively, and prepared for the moment they could become teachers themselves, often around age 30. But Jesus wasn't just any boy. He was the Word made flesh. What was he doing during these crucial years? What was God preparing? Mark 6:3 gives us a clue. The people of Nazareth asked, "Isn't this the carpenter? Mary's son?" The Greek word is *tekton*. It means carpenter but also craftsman, someone who worked with wood, stone, maybe even metal. In Jesus' time, Nazareth was being rebuilt, and the nearby city of Sepphoris had massive construction projects. Imagine Jesus, strong from physical labor, hands marked by tools, building things, creating something from raw materials. Doesn't that sound like what he would later do? Build disciples, build the church, rebuild broken lives? But the physical work was only part of the preparation. What else was happening? Beyond the trade, his religious education continued. While not recorded in detail, a young man showing such understanding would spend intense time studying Scripture and discussing it, especially in the local synagogue. Every Sabbath in the Nazareth synagogue, reading, discussing. As Luke tells us, he grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. This wasn't passive waiting, this was active preparation. But the silence made some people uncomfortable. They invented theories, Jesus traveling to India, studying with monks, secret journeys to Egypt, learning mystical arts. Here's the truth, these theories aren't just unbiblical, they're unnecessary. The early church fathers, who lived closest to the apostolic era, never mentioned such travels. Paul, who meticulously traced Jesus' identity and mission, never hints at exotic journeys. More importantly, Jesus didn't need to travel the world to understand suffering or grasp divine truth. He was divine truth. He was prepared right where he was, in Nazareth, through daily life and relationship with his Father. What if these years weren't about traveling, but about something more profound? What if God was teaching Jesus what it meant to be fully human while remaining fully divine? What if living life fully human, feeling pain, experiencing joy, wrestling with questions, was essential training? When Jesus began his ministry, he didn't just teach or perform miracles. He understood people because he had lived among them, as one of them, for 18 years. His parables weren't theoretical. They came from watching farmers, fishermen, builders. From daily life, he knew intimately. The silence ends at age 30. Jesus is baptized. The Father's voice declares, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Not at 12, not 25, at 30. The preparation was complete. God doesn't waste time, or seasons, or silence. So here's the question. If Jesus needed 18 years of preparation for 3 years of ministry, what is God preparing in you during your hidden years? Maybe you feel like you're in a hidden season, overlooked, life on pause while others move ahead. Maybe you're wondering why God seems silent. Why the breakthrough isn't coming. Why you're still in Nazareth when you know you're called to Jerusalem. What if these years aren't punishment but preparation? What if God is using every ordinary day, every difficult lesson, every moment that feels forgotten to craft something extraordinary in you? Your hidden season has purpose. Your waiting has meaning. Your silence is sacred. God hasn't forgotten you. He's preparing you. When your moment comes, you'll be ready. Because often, the most powerful preparation happens out of sight. If this resonated with you, here's what you can do. Like this video if you're trusting God through a hidden season. Subscribe for more on faith and life, and leave a comment. Tell me about your own hidden season. How is God preparing you? What are you learning in the silence? Maybe you needed to hear this today. God can speak to us through Jesus' hidden years. Remember, if the Son of God needed 18 years of preparation, how much more do we? Trust the process. God's timing is perfect.